Guys, Debbie here with Lake House Soapery. I'm going to try to make a batch of soap here today. So I'm going to have 3 colors. I'm going to be using some colorants by Brambleberry. It's Buttercup Mica, Mermaid Blue, and Raspberry. Yeah, so all right, my lye and my oils are about within 15 degrees of each other, so I'm going to go ahead and pour those in slowly. Got all my safety gear on, my long sleeves. Let's see here. Okay. Get it slowly added in here. Give it a little bit of a mix. And we'll get my trusty stick blender out here. And let's give it a whirl. I would just want to bring this up to a light trace because I want to try to do an in the pot swirl. Okay, that came up to a light trace pretty quickly. And my fragrance oil that I'm using, it says it accelerates just a bit. So, yeah, I think I want to be done here. So I want to pour it off into these 3 containers. Let's see. What do? I guess fragrance oil first. No, let's pour and mix some colorants. A little bit. I know, that wasn't very much, was it? I'll try again.
Alright, so a little bit of a voiceover. I'm trying to get my colors in, and I was trying to go for some colors that remind me of our favorite summer restaurant, Papa Boo's. You can see there's yellows and pinks and blue-greens, just kind of a Key West feel, and those were the colors I was trying to get mixed up. I think I did a pretty good job with the blue and the pink. The yellow was worrisome in the beginning, but in the end it all turned out. In the beginning, the yellow kind of looked like this, I don't know, like an orange almost. And you'll see the comparison at the end of the video. But in the end, it all turned out pretty good, I think. The colors were a pretty good representation of what I was hoping to get with Papa Boo's restaurant storefront colors. So, yeah, I in the end, like I said, I like the way they turned out.
Okay, I need to add my fragrance oils here. And that is, what was it? Island Escape. It's, yeah. Get that all mixed in. It's really pretty. I like that scent a lot. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I don't think I'm doing in the pot after all. This doesn't seem like it's, I think it's too thick to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it added into the mold, and we'll just pour the colors in from there.
So what you'll see me realize is that I work with it, and as I'm working with it, I figure out that, yeah, it's not only thick, uh, it's rising. I have never had, not that I have so much experience, but I've never had to worry about any fragrance oils that I've used rising. So what you didn't see was me take it out of the mold and put it back in the bowl. And I figured that I would go ahead and see if I could um, stick blend it. Why I didn't try to just stick blend it um, without putting the pink in it, I don't know. For whatever reason, as I panicked, I figured it would be better to distribute some more soap in it. I think maybe what might have caused it is I put all that fragrance oil in that one color, and I had separated off the other colors for coloring and pouring. So my guess is it was just too much fragrance for that soap amount. So in the back of my mind, as I'm panicking, that's what just made sense, is to put it all back in there and see if I could stick blend it out. And it did a pretty good job. So as a result, I did not put any fragrance oils in these two colors, and they were getting really thick really fast. So
You guys, this
I
might be
just
the
kind of glumped
ugliest
them
soap
on top of the
in the
soap,
world.
and I knew I couldn't just leave them like that. I didn't like the way that looked on the top. So I went in and I grabbed my Brambleberry swirling tool. Have never used it or even uncoiled it really. So it was an experience and an opportunity to see if I could make some swirls in the soap. So again, not really knowing what I should be doing with this, I just chucked it in there and swirled it around a little bit to see if I could make at least some sort of design in it. And in the end, again, it all turned out, but um, it's kind of, this loaf was a learn as you go kind of loaf, but it's all right. It'll be fine. Lessons learned. So on the top, I just decided to go with another small layer of the blue and yellow, and just try to layer lightly on there so I could at least have something to try to swirl around a little bit. So I ended up, you don't see it on here, but you'll see it in the still shots at the end. Swirl the two colors kind of into each other and swirl it around and called it a day. This loaf of soap was inspired by a local restaurant here at the lake called Papa Boo's. I'll insert a picture so you guys can see it. It's kind of like a Key West feel, and it's probably one of my favorite places to go in the summer. Really low key, family oriented, just an amazing place to kick back and have a good time when you're at the lake. I made this loaf, and you can see from the picture I wanted to have pinks and blues and yellows, kind of like that Key West vibe. And it's really interesting what some heat during the processing will do to this. I had a little bit of soap left over, and I just put it in a round little cup mold, and you could see the different color. This is, hopefully the camera is picking up, this is like an orange compared to the buttercup yellow that you see in the mold. So I thought it was really interesting. I put this one in a cardboard box and put the lid over it to keep it warm. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to unmold this, and we'll see if we can cut it. I got a soap cutter for Christmas, and I'm super excited to get to use it. So see if we can get this unmolded. I always get super nervous. The first loaf of soap that I did was stuck in the mold for days, and it was awful and didn't turn out very well. I chucked it up and hot processed it. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright, here it is out of the mold. It doesn't look like too much. I don't know. I hope it looks prettier on the inside. So I try to swirl it on the inside, so we'll see what it looks like on the inside. I used what's that fragrance oil called? Island Escape. I used Island Escape by Brambleberry, and it's got just a really fun, summery, tropical kind of by the water smell. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get this cut. So this is my first time using a soap cutter, And this maple leaf soap cutter is the one that I purchased. Yeah, so never used it. We'll see. So I'm going to cut the end off here. This soap cutter actually cuts melt and pour as well as cold processed. So kind of excited to see how it works here. Let's take a little bit off the end. Wow, that's really smooth. Okay, so that was an end piece. Let's see here. I'm going to cut 1-inch bars. Okay, we're getting some swirls there. I'm liking that. Yeah, that's pretty. Moving on. So, again, I love this journey of soap making that I'm on. I get so nervous every time I realize that it's just soap. But you know, you spend a lot of time making everything, and you know, it's money each time that you make a bar of soap. And I realize that, you know, we can just use the soap no matter what it looks like or what it smells like. It's going to be, it'll clean. But I would just love it all to be perfect every time. And I know you got to make mistakes. It's just like cooking or anything else. So, but I'm really having fun with it. Like I've said in my earlier videos, we live on the lake here, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to make some things that remind us of our local folks here at the lake and our local businesses. I think that'll be fun to share. Here's a little more. So, oh, I like that one. That's pretty. When I was making this, if you see the earlier part of the video, I'll probably put it on, but I'll have to do a voiceover and it's a mess. But I had a lot of troubles with it. I used this fragrance oil, and I didn't know what ricing was because I've never had anything rice. Yep, I now know what it is. So, yeah, I was pretty panicked, and nothing was going together like I wanted it to. But I did a hanger swirl on it, and you can definitely see that. I got some of that on a swirl. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing because I'm never videoed cutting soap before, so hopefully you can at least see some of this. And then I'll do a close-up of the bars at the end. Okay, another one here. This soap cutter is really nice. Of course, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I mean, you can see there's no drag marks or anything on that. So it's very smooth. And I love that it can cut melt and pour as well. I want to do like party favors and things that I have lined up from some friends, and melt and pour is just an easier option for some of the things that we're doing. So yeah, I wanted to get one that will service both. And some of my soaps have embeds on the top of them, and the embeds are melt and pour. And again, that just makes that so much easier. Another pretty swirl. Okay. So you guys, thanks for sticking with me. Very new to all of this, but I love it. And I know there's so many people out there that are just so much more experienced, but I love that you would take the time to watch the video. So thank you for doing that. Okay, and that's the last one there. Getting some fun swirls, not too bad. And I won't cut this little guy. He'll just be a smaller chunk here on the end. We'll get them all cleaned up. But yeah, so I'll line all these things up and get a couple of pictures so you can see what everything looks like. So yeah, that's my loaf of a day at Papa Boo's. So I hope you guys like that, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.